Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fauzi from English Literature. In this video, I will discuss the romantic poetry about its definition, characteristics, history of the romantic period, and also the romantic figure and their works. Firstly, let's talk about the definition of poetry in general. Based on Oxford Dictionary, poetry is a literary work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feelings and ideas by the use of this distinctive style and rhythm. Poems collective or as a genre of literature. Robert Frost, an American poet, has an fabulous quote about poetry. He said, "Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought and the thought has found words. Simply, poetry is the process of turning feelings into thoughts and then into words. It's a way of expressing inner emotion in a tangible form that others can read and connect with. In addition, romantic poetry here is not refers to modern poetry that talking about romantic stuff or romantic life between two humans, but romantic poetry here is literary work that based on something called Romanticism movement. Romanticism movement was a reaction against this spirit of industrialism as well as a criticism of the aristocratic social and political norms and a call for more attention to nature. This definition can be further reflected in the characteristic found in romantic poetry. So, romantic poetry has several unique characteristics such as emphasis on emotion and passion, love for nature, imaginary and creativity, rebellion and individualism, interest in supernatural, melancholy, idealism, subjectivity, also symbolism and exoticism. These characteristics are reflects their reaction to the romanticism reflect their reaction to the Romanticism movement and the situation in the Romantic period. So, what is the Romantic period? Historically, the Romantic period began roughly around 1798 and lasted until 1827. The political and economic atmosphere at the time heavily influenced this period, with many writers finding inspiration from the French Revolution. There was a lot of social change during this period. Call for the abolition of slavery became louder during this time, with more writing openly about their objections. After the agricultural revolution, people moved away from the countryside and farmland and into the cities, where the industrial revolution provided jobs and technological innovations, something that would spread to the United States in the 19th century. Romanticism was a reaction against this spread of industrialism as well as criticism of historical, social, and political norms and a call for more attention to nature. Although writers of this time did not think of themselves as romantics fiction, but Victorian writers later classified them in this way because of their ability to capture the emotion and tenderness of men. In the Romantic period, there was so many writers with their monumental works, and one of them is William Blake. He is an English poet, stand out as one of the most idiosyncratic authors emerged from British Romanticism, the literary and cultural movement known as Romanticism prioritize individual feeling and expression over objectivity, confronted emotion over intellect, and value imagination instead of basing knowledge in observable experience. And what are the main themes in William Blake's poetry? William Blake poetry explored themes including critiques of modern society, which Blake believed prevented people from being free. Blake's works criticize industrialism, religion, government separation, and other institutions of power. Another key theme in Blake's poetry is the exploration of spirituality, which Blake had a very idiosyncratic view of. He developed a personal mythology of characters and wrote about them in his poetry as a way of exploring ideas about good and evil, spiritual connection to the world, and the nature of the divine. And what is William Blake best known for? Blake is probably best known for his collection of poetry called Songs Innocent and Songs of Experience, which contains many famous short lyric poems. Blake is also well known for combining his poetry with visual image, usually engraving or etchings that created himself. In conclusion, Romantic poetry is a literary work from the Romantic period, which was influenced by the Romantic movement and has distinctive characteristics such as realism, nature, melancholy, and etc. And one of the most famous figure at the time is William Blake, and his works is very interesting to look about it. I think that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.